A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us on this week's edition of Business News. My name is Dianime Uko. Remember, this broadcast is reaching you live on Star Times channel 103 and on our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube. Do all to follow us on those platforms so we can engage better. On Business News tonight, Akwa Ibom State government is taking steps to revitalize the state's power sector to stabilize electricity supply in the state. Meanwhile, the recent hike in petrol pump price has affected the cost of transportation and distribution of goods and services across Nigeria. Business News will also bring you reports on how Nigerians in Uyo especially are coping with the high costs of house rents. We will also highlight other reports that made the rounds during the week. Please stay tuned. Straight up from business, where the makers of 33 Export Lager beer have relaunched the brand with a renewed focus on unity and shared experiences. The event held in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State attracted fun seekers and stakeholders in the beverage industry. Calvin Samuel reports.
It is an atmosphere of excitement and celebration as youths and fun lovers gather to witness the relaunch of 33 Export Lager beer. Music, dance, and social interaction define the moment as the brand reconnects with consumers under the theme, Taste That Unites. The relaunch, according to the organizers, is aimed at reinforcing the brand's long-standing identity as a symbol of friendship, unity, and togetherness.
33 is a very distinct brand that connects with people culturally. 33 is about authentic connection, it's about friendship, it's about bringing people together.
The marketing manager speaks on the new input into the brand that makes the difference.
Look and feel of the primary assets of the brand stays the same. What we basically did is we upgraded the bottle. The logo of the former 33 bottle was circular. Now it's in a squarish shape and in a beautiful green bottle.
Participants at the event expressed excitement, describing the experience as memorable and inclusive.
I appreciate the taste of the drink, and it makes a lot of sense. I won a standing fan, which I'm very excited. I'm excited about it, and I thank the company for what they've done.
I'm happy to be here at 33 Export Hangout. For the brand has kept its originality, for countless years. And right now, they want us to link up with other youths.
I'm excited coming out tonight. 33 has always been my brand. I don't joke with 33. It has always been my brand since 2010, I guess. And I'm so grateful to be part of the show tonight.
God should continue and bless each and everyone that is supporting this.
The event featured raffle draw that saw winners smiling home with prizes. The relaunch of 33 Export Lager beer in Uyo not only celebrates a refreshed brand identity, but also reinforces its message of unity through shared experiences. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
Business owners and residents of Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital, are demanding immediate power restoration in the area for economic activities to improve. Kelvin Samuel again reports that major parts of the metropolis have been in darkness lately.
Power supply is the engine of thriving economic activities across the globe. In Akwa Ibom State, knowing the critical role power plays, the past leaders decided to establish Ibom Power to help ensure constant power supply in the state. However, despite huge investment in the sector, the state is still witnessing regular power failures that threatens economic activities.
Since I returned to Akwa Ibom, normally I don't really stay here. I don't think I've witnessed a great power supply here. The one that bring it to our area cannot carry anything. Like our soup spoiled, everything, because cannot carry our freezer and every other thing. So we wish something should be done about it, because there is no power supply as long as I know. We don't have.
Public lighting facilities to facilitate, the barbing salon. So we had to resort in buying fuel to run it. And every other thing, even the welders, like just recently my car had an issue and I needed to weld it. I went to a welder and he said the least services as far as welding is concerned is 1,000, which it would have been a case of 200-300 naira and I get home.
It pains, no light, and they keep on bringing bills. It pains us. It pains too much. Sometimes when they even bring the light, the thing will be very low. We do stay almost 1 month, 2 months, no lights here. And most that we will still pay the money.
I've not seen any reason why you can starve the whole somebody for months. At the end of the day, you send somebody to go and start asking for payment of bills, and then at the end of the day, the landlord would begin to holler those people living under the, and so you're creating problem, creating crisis, making friction, creating fuses everywhere, and it is too bad for others.
They are calling on the government to leverage on Ibom Power and other measures in ensuring restoration of power in the state, known for its tourist potentials.
The issue of electricity supply, that sector should be looked into, and if there is any need for government to take over that sector and manage it properly, I think it will be in the best interest of Nigeria.
Since we have something too in this country, like currency, we have 100 naira 2 on 1,002. We should have NEPA too, so that if this side no work, this side work. So that's my suggestion. We should prophesize this NEPA.
Epileptic power supply has become a regular occurrence not just in Akwa Ibom State but across the country, with business owners counting their losses. This situation calls for urgent government attention. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
On the flip side, Akwa Ibom State government is taking steps to revitalize the state's power sector. Governor Umoeno said the state government is already consulting international power and energy experts to boost power supply. Clement Barikui has details.
Since the beginning of 2026, public power supply to Akwa Ibom State has continued to deteriorate, with most parts of the state capital having less than 5 hours of public power supply a week. The effect is telling on businesses, particularly in an era of high cost of fuel. Governor Umoeno, while acknowledging the recent power outage, says it is a national issue. He said the state government would adopt strategies from the recent power summit to ensure a more stable electricity supply despite ongoing challenges. Reassuring residents of progress towards the actualization of the Ibom Deep Sea Port project, the governor appealed for patience, noting that his administration has completed a visibility study, one of the key requirements for the project.
It takes a lot of work, whether it is Ibom Deep Sea Port or it is power. It takes a lot of work. We have made giant strides in reforming the power sector, but it takes a while. It's not a walk in the park. It's a precept upon precepts. And the present national outage is not an Akwa Ibom problem. It's a national problem. But we are seeing what we can do. If the power doesn't come in from the national grid, how do you transmit? But we are working hard to see how we can get this sorted out. We've made our points very clear. We've told, engaging investors. We had good engagements and people are now showing interest.
Clement Barikui, NTA News.
First commercial break on the news tonight. More stories when we return. Please stay.
Of unprecedented development has emerged in Akwa Ibom, driven by the Arise agenda and led by the people-centered administration of Governor Umoeno. An agricultural revolution has unfolded through Ibom model farms, farmer support initiatives, and food security programs. Roads and bridges are reconnecting communities, driving inclusive growth as power sector reforms advance and CNG mass transit gets set to deliver cleaner, affordable transportation. Maritime infrastructure is rising in Oron, reviving coastal commerce and transportation. Security is strengthened through modern technology, vigilant security agencies, and the Ibom Community Watch. Housing and investment are accelerating with free housing for workers and homes for the vulnerable, and landmark estates repositioning the state. Education is redefined with model schools, while healthcare expands with model centers, and the 350-bed Ibom International Hospital health insurance coverage is progressing steadily with hundreds of thousands of enrollees. Tourism is advancing boldly with the audacious Arise Palm Resort, Ibom Convention Center, Arise Shopping City, and a growing aviation ecosystem. Governance, procurement, and recruitment are smarter through digital innovation. Because the people matter, workers, women, youths, retirees, the elderly, and the vulnerable are empowered across all 31 local government areas. Akwa Ibom, steadily progressing under the Arise agenda of Governor Umoeno.
You're welcome back. Residents of Uyo in Akwa Ibom State are raising concerns over the rising cost of house rents. Investigations reveal that the increment is 100%, just as some residents say the situation is becoming increasingly difficult with economic pressures already faced by low-income earners. Joy Ubani reports.
Securing affordable accommodation is gradually becoming a huge challenge for many residents of Uyo. A visit to some residential areas show a noticeable increase of over 100% or more increment the cost of accommodation.
Uyo is a very peculiar case. You don't have so many sources of employment in Uyo, and yet housing is increasing because the factors are out of people's hands.
Residents say apartments that previously cost between 300 and 400,000 naira annually are now being rented for as much as 800,000 naira and above.
If government wants to improve on the rent situation in the metropolitan, should come out with a master plan and assist those who want to build their house. A bag of cement, as I'm talking, is about 12,000. So if you buy a bag of cement and build a house, maybe for 20 million, somebody comes to hire the house, how much will you charge?
However, some house owners attribute the increase as being largely influenced by the rising cost of building materials and property maintenance.
Because of the price of the cement and other materials are making the landlords to increase the rent of their houses.
I don't have any reason to increase that. The first two tenants that work with government, so the rest have not worked with government, so they don't experience salary increment.
We urge the government to solicit and then plead with the house owners to at least allow us to stay in this Uyo, and then we should pay a little amount than for them to keep on telling us every year they will increase their house rent.
We are not happy. Let government come in and help us.
I hope government should do something about it so that we the poor can breathe.
An economist from the University of Uyo explains that the situation reflects the broader inflationary trend currently affecting the Nigerian economy.
Those that own houses, that is their source of income. So they are also reviewing the wage upward to match up with the current economic reality.
The experts also called for stronger policies that will encourage affordable housing development and ease the burden on citizens.
If government want to intervene, they can do mass housing. Then they can say 3-bedroom flat for our accommodation is this, to cushion the effect. But people cannot go to bank and get loan at over 30% to build house. Then they will die without recovering the cost of their investment. The rent is part of the economic reality.
As the cost of housing continues to rise, residents are calling for urgent measures to address the situation and make accommodation more affordable for low and middle income earners. In Uyo, Joy Ubani, NTA News.
In the same vein, residents of Uyo are once again grappling with the rising prices of food and essential commodities following the recent increase in petrol pump price across Nigeria. Traders and consumers say the development has significantly affected the cost of transportation and distribution of goods. Joy Ubani again reports that the situation is already taking a toll on residents.
Petrol price in Nigeria is beginning to reflect on the prices of goods and services in many markets across Uyo. A visit to some major markets in Uyo, traders say the cost of transporting goods from farms and neighboring states has increased significantly. This, according to them, has forced many traders to adjust prices in order to remain in business.
Recently, the market started skyrocketing, the way we never expected it. So as a result of the fight about this Iran and these other countries, so because of that, the raw material have to climb to the extent that even it is not easy for us to afford the raw material again.
Everything is costly because of the fuel of now, because of transport and everything. Now, if you go market to buy few things, the transport alone will make the food high again.
A market survey shows that staple foods items and other household commodities have recorded noticeable increases in price.
Now, look at the size of the price of foodstuff. Everything is high. It's a reflection of the price of fuel.
What is the cost of everything? Including foodstuff in the market now very costly. Nobody knows tomorrow.
Things are quite expensive, like times 2 of how it was before.
Market things are expensive. Before you see fish to buy now, normally maybe 2,000 naira, but now if you don't have 4,000, you will not eat good fish.
Economic analyst says the development is not unexpected as fuel price plays a critical role in Nigeria's supply chain.
The effect is essentially because of the war, US-Israel-Iran war. And almost close to 30% of the world crude supply comes from that Middle East, come from that zone. And crude oil is an international commodity. That's why it's priced in foreign currency, in the dollar. And whatever affects the price of crude oil will affect the price of derivative, the product, the petrol, the aviation fuel, and all that.
The expert further called on government authorities to strengthen local refinery capacity and introduce policies that could help cushion the effects of rising fuel costs on citizens.
Government, incidentally, have nothing to do. They are helped them because if they have strategic reserve, maybe they would have released it like Germany and the other countries have released the reserve to beef up supply, to dampen the price, but we don't even have any reserve. The government refinery are not producing. Right? Dangote takes a private refinery. He buy crude from international market. We want the supply to him in Nigeria is not enough to bring his capacity.
With the ripple effect of the recent fuel price increase gradually being felt across markets in Uyo, traders and consumers continue to adjust to the rising cost of goods and services. The immediate concern now remains how to cope with the growing cost of living. In Uyo, Joy Ubani, NTA News.
Still in Uyo, residents are feeling the bite as the recent surge in petrol price continues to affect daily life. Etienne Oibanga completes the story. Subsequent bulletins. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we return, we'll bring you more stories. Please stay.
Welcoming you warmly to Dreamville Hotel and Resort Limited, a serene environment with cozy rooms for your maximum relaxation and an exquisite lounge with home-calling music is here for you at all time. Let your dream come to reality at Dreamville Hotel and Resort. We offer accommodation, bar and lounge, mouth-watering delicacy, laundry services, 24 hours power supply, free Wi-Fi, protection from highly trained security personnel. For your room's rate and reservation, call us on 0810-233-6314 or 0708-231-9185. Dreamville Hotel and Resort is located at number 4 Old Ring Road, Usei Karibio by Pepsi Junction, Alphabet Road, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Dreamville Hotel and Resort, your comfort reality, our priority.
The solution to your building and construction works is Regan Stones, dealer in chippings, hardcore, iron rods, cement, sharp sand, and blocks of all kinds. At Regan Stones, integrity is our watchword. We are equipped to deliver to you regardless of the quantity you desire. We scale every product with our weighing bridge so you can be rest assured of the exact quantity of products you buy from us. Our dedicated and committed staff, coupled with efficient automated vibrating machine, guarantee our unfailing delivery always. We have top-notch customer care services to attend to you in minutes. Locate us at Regan Stones, Goswell Akpabio Crescent, Shelter Afraid, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Our office line 0916-641-1972. Regan Stones, reliable and trusted. Regan Stones, quality beyond imagination.
You're welcome back. Leaders and management experts have been charged to lay greater emphasis on economic management of public and private agencies to reduce most social and economic challenges experienced in the states and country. Thus formed part of the major points of discourse at the 130th inaugural lecture of the University of Uyo, delivered by Professor Patrick Linus Akpan of the Department of Business Administration. Charity James reports.
Inaugural lecture is a ceremonial academic tradition across universities worldwide where new professors deliver a formal public lecture. The University of Uyo is not left out in this academic tradition, the latest being its 130th in the series. Citation of the inaugural lecturer, Professor Patrick Linus Akpan, indicates that he is a multidisciplinary scholar who has produced over 35 professors and numerous managers.
He has also authored 5 textbooks, 2 of which are co-authored works.
Delivering the inaugural lecture, Professor Patrick Akpan dissects the changing face of management and its challenges in a rapidly evolving society. He emphasized the need for correct and proper management system.
The business of governance and management have been adversely affected, and the dangerous relation that largely depends on poor revenue, despite the instability in pricing of essential commodities, which time and time again has proven to be minable to a host of factors include deliberate manipulation, which are gradually manufactured. So Nigeria has continued to witness management problems, lack of good leadership, accountability, inefficiencies, and lack of managerial people by some managers.
The acting Vice-Chancellor, University of Uyo, Professor Samuel Adewumi, commended the consistency of inaugural lecture in University of Uyo, ordering that Uyo inaugural lectures should be published in national dailies for public consumption.
When the university is stable, this is one of the manifestations, those are signs that things are working well. I challenge the information unit of the university that we must find a way to get university press, maybe we negotiate to publish our inaugural in the national newspaper.
Gifts were presented to the inaugural lecturer, while copy of the lecture was officially presented for store in the institution's library.
It has opened up certain issues of management in Nigeria, and we have gathered, or truly so it has been, that one of the major problems in Nigeria arise from management issue.
Like the lecturer has said, that looking for jobs has become job itself.
In Uyo, Charity James, NTA News.
And that's it on Business News tonight. Thank you for watching. My name is Dianime Uko. Good night.